Most gardeners plant garlic in October and pull it in July. One harvest. That's the whole story as far as most people know it. The bulb is actually the last of 5 things this plant gives you across a full year, and it's the only one you can buy at a store. The other 4 exist only in the garden. You grow them or you miss them entirely. 1 clove goes in, 10 heads come out. The rest of your garden shuts down for winter, and garlic keeps working underground without you touching it once. That's worth knowing before anything else, because this is the only crop that asks almost nothing and returns 10 to 1. Here's everything that happens before the bulb and after it, and because of it. Late February. The garden is still and empty. Beds are bare. Soil is cold. You're weeks from planting anything new. But the cloves you buried 4 months ago don't care. Thin green shoots are already breaking through the surface and pushing up before the last frost has even passed. While everything else is dormant, garlic is wide awake. Most gardeners see those shoots and wait. The plant isn't ready yet, but the greens are. Pull a few when they're 6 or 8 inches tall. Cut them thin. Scatter them over scrambled eggs in the last 30 seconds of the pan. They're softer than a scallion and milder than a clove. A clean garlic flavor with all the heat stripped out. Fold them into soft cheese or drop them into broth or lay them over a bowl of rice. They work anywhere you'd use a mild green herb, but they have a flavor nothing else quite matches. That's food off a plant that won't be ready for 5 more months. The plant grew through winter alone. You just showed up and cut. Garlic greens don't exist in stores because they wilt within hours of picking and can't be shipped and can't sit on a shelf. Growing them is the only way to eat them, and they were already waiting when you got to the garden. By May, the same plant does something that surprises even people who've grown garlic for years. A long stalk rises from the center and curls into a full loop, or sometimes 2, and ends in a tight pointed tip. It looks like the plant is reaching for something. These are scapes. Cutting them off is the only real work this plant asks of you all year. Leave them and the plant flowers instead of building the bulb underground. Remove them, and the bulb grows bigger. Either way, you're walking back to the kitchen with a pile of something most people have never cooked. Toss them whole into a hot pan with olive oil and salt. Let them blister and soften, but pull them while they still have some snap. They taste like garlic with the volume turned down and a sweetness the raw clove never had, or blitz them into a pesto with parmesan and lemon and freeze it in small jars and open 1 month later to something that tastes like late spring in the middle of December. A few farmers markets carry scapes for a week or 2 in early summer. Grow hardneck garlic, and you get them every single year off a plant you were already growing, and from a cut you had to make anyway. 2 harvests in, the bulb still hasn't left the ground. After the scapes, watch the lower leaves. When they start to brown, the bulb is ready. Pull a head out of the ground in July and cut it open. The skin is soft and damp. The cloves are fat and slightly translucent. The smell is garlic, but rounder and gentler and almost sweet. This is fresh garlic, still full of moisture and still hours from the dirt. Slice a clove thin and lay it on warm bread with good butter and flaky salt. That's the whole preparation. The clove is mild enough to eat nearly raw, and the moisture gives it a texture closer to a firm pear than anything you'd expect from a bulb. People who try it for the first time always say the same thing, that it doesn't taste like garlic. It does. It tastes like garlic before it was dried and cured and shipped halfway around the world. Eat a few heads fresh. The rest have a longer job to do. 1 clove planted in October. 10 heads in your hands in July. The ratio holds every single year. Lay the remaining heads in a dry spot with good airflow, a shed shelf or a garage hook, or anywhere a breeze can reach. Leave them 2 to 3 weeks. The skins tighten and paper over. The necks harden. Squeeze a head after a week and feel the difference from what you pulled. Firm now, with the moisture drawn back into the clove. A properly cured hardneck head keeps 4 to 6 months in a cool, dark corner of the pantry. Softneck varieties go 8 months or more, One morning of pulling in July, and your kitchen is stocked deep into winter. That's what the ratio actually means in practice. Winter wears on. Snow piles up over the bed where the garlic is buried. Below it, the cloves keep developing. Snow insulates them, and the plant works through the freeze whether you're watching or not. Even if shoots break through earlier than you expect in a mild winter, the plant handles it. Garlic takes a hard freeze, better than almost any crop you'll grow. Meanwhile, the braided heads on the shelf have thinned out, and you're down to whatever's still sitting at the back of the pantry. By the following February, the oldest cloves from that harvest have been sitting for 8 months. Dried out, gone a little sticky, the skin pulling tight. Most people toss them at this point, but those cloves still have one thing left to give, and it might be the strangest of all 5. Peel them and push them into a jar of raw honey until they're submerged. Close the lid and leave it on the counter. Over the next few weeks, the garlic releases its moisture into the honey, while the honey slowly pulls back into the cloves. No heat, no checking on it. The garlic loses its raw sharpness and turns soft and almost caramelized. The honey thins and picks up a mellow, savory warmth you wouldn't expect from either ingredient alone. The whole thing happens while you're doing something else. Just a jar on the counter, doing its work while you do yours. Drizzle the honey over roasted vegetables, or whisk it into a warm vinaigrette. Spread the softened cloves on bread. Stir it into a glaze for chicken or squash. The jar only gets better the longer it sits. You've turned the last tired cloves of last year's harvest into something sold at specialty shop prices, and the hardest part was remembering to close the lid. That's 5 completely different things from one plant across a full year, and what it asked of you was 10 minutes to plant in October, and 1 cut in May, and 1 morning of pulling in July. Everything else the plant handled without you. Get seed garlic from a garden center or online supplier in early fall. Hardneck if you want scapes, and live somewhere with real winters. Music and German extra hardy are solid starting points. Softneck if your winters are mild and you want longer storage. Try Enchilium Red or California Early. 1 head of seed garlic is enough for your first year. Break it into cloves and plant each one pointed end up 2 inches deep and 6 inches apart. Cover with straw. Walk away. October again. New cloves go in. The honey jar from last winter is half empty. 4 months from now, the first green shoots will break through frozen ground, and the whole thing starts over. 5 different things across 12 months. 4 of them only happen in the ground you tend yourself. The bulb was never the whole story.